Hi, Sally. How was your day, Sally? Me too. I made tacos for dinner today too. I always do beef, but I did beef and chicken today. I actually like the chicken for a change. Uh, we usually, we called it Taco Monday today. What do you use for yours, Sally? Do you just do like regular ground beef? Thanks for the likes, guys. Hi, Cynthia. How are you? How was your day? See, yeah, like I was gonna add onions in mine, but like my kids are picky. So I always have to do plain. So I'll just do extra with the seasoning and stuff. Look at your hair. I actually brushed my hair out right before this. It stays like this for days because I don't wash it every day. What'd that say? Oh, Cynthia, no. How are you feeling today, Cynthia? Did you just get it or have you had it for a few days? I always fight, like when I'm sick, I'm always like, no, I'm still moving, I'm still going. I'm like, I'll rest in between, but like I'll just keep moving. Oh, but guess what? When you feel better after being sick though, Cynthia, isn't it like the best feeling ever? It's kind of like how manifesting works when you're like getting out of those lower energies. Like you're having like a day where you're not feeling yourself, and then you feel better and you're like, oh my gosh, feels good to feel me again. I get that all the time, Mike. So you should be coming off of it soon, Cynthia. I had a conflict with SP, but talked to our mutual friends, and they were the ones speaking my affirmations to me. Oh, that's good. Whatever, as long as you're feeling good, Kara. Oh, really, Cynthia? Something I noticed though, Cynthia, is that I really don't get sick anymore. And if I have like something, it doesn't last long, and it doesn't feel like it used to when I was sick. It's almost like I feel like I'm stronger than the sickness almost. It's weird. But like I used to get like sick like anyone else, the flu and all those types of things. But I don't know if I ever had the flu, but it's strange because I don't feel like I get sick anymore. I have my tea with my bottled water. They said we can drink the water up until tomorrow. It's so weird. It's like, don't drink the water, and then now you can, but you can't, but you can only drink it up till tomorrow till 3. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to drink the bottled water for a while. No big deal. We don't really drink water in my house anyway. So I'm using it to cook. I'm using it to like make my tea. And my kids, if they use it to cook something, they're using the bottled water. So it is so weird, Christine. I don't understand it. New TikTok and your posts are self-lifting. Did you really, Matt? Are you in our private Facebook group too, Matt? In my private Facebook group? Because that's also extremely uplifting and a little bit more like, personal questions that help the whole group too. Yeah, so if anyone's new on here, wait, let me just say hi. Hi, Hebe. If anyone's new on here or just started following me or anything like that, we also have a private Facebook group you can join. Okay, yeah, so I don't really do it either, Matt, but if you decide to jump on Facebook, or I do it just for my private Facebook group. So if you're interested, otherwise you can still jump on here and get a lot of great information. So I don't do affirmations, Sherry. I don't do affirmations to manifest. I am a firm believer in that what you want is done and that you're moving towards it in this very moment. And the only thing you really have to do is focus on yourself, and that's it. And the more that you stay away from focusing on the manifestation and the more you focus on yourself, you allow it to unfold in the best way possible for you. So I've been down that road and done them all, and I'm not saying not to do them. You have to do what's best for you. But I don't do affirmations. I do more general affirmations. I would say more things like I'm here to live an amazing life, and I'm supposed to feel good. Everything's unfolding perfectly for me, and that kind of like takes care of everything that you're manifesting. Oh, it's something with Philly, Tommy. There was like a spill in like the Delaware River or something like that. So like in Philly, like we're not allowed to really drink the water for a while because it's just not safe right now. Which I'm wondering how many people have gotten the messages, because even my kids were like, I didn't even know that. I didn't hear anything like that. So imagine, I'm just thinking like all the like elders and like the older people that are probably still drinking. I'm sure it's harmless because I'm sure it's not a high amount that's gonna like kill you, but probably give you like a stomach ache, I'm assuming. Hi 5D. But you could tell your mind is so powerful because I just thinking about it was making my stomach hurt. Just thinking about the stuff that got into the water and thinking about it hurt my stomach. That's how our powerful our minds are. Like you don't even have to drink the darn water to feel like you're already getting sick from the darn water. Oh, that's so cool, Cynthia. I love that. So like a guided meditation. I'm doing good, Evan. How are you? BC, we talk about manifestation, creating your own reality. What are your thoughts on self-concept? So Habit, like I don't say self-concept, but pretty much what I'm explaining is the same thing. It's focusing on yourself and feeling good no matter what. Feeling good without the manifestation, and focusing more on yourself and like becoming the best version of you. And you do that by feeling good without it. That's it. By, feeling good without needing anything to make you feel good, anything outside of you. That's what builds confidence. That's what helps you just start like manifesting, because you are attracting, you're allowing, you're receptive when you can feel good with what you've got, right? So it's about being more in the receptive mood. So I don't really talk about the word self-concept or anything like that, or affirmations, but in kind of what I'm explaining is that it's you putting yourself first, which kind of is self-concept, right? But I don't really dive into that, and I would give you the wrong information if I tried explaining it. So I kind of do things a little bit different, or explain them a little bit different. I'm more so of like a very, hi stuff, how are you? I'm more of like a general affirmation person. I think it's more of allowing these things to unfold without involving yourself in the unfolding at all. So it's more about not focusing on the manifestations. It's more focusing on what do you want to experience, right? Like people always say to me, like, how do I manifest more money? Well, I don't manifest money. I don't manifest money. I manifest experiences. I manifest knowing that I'm always taken care of and I have everything I need right now. And my life is always getting better. And I manifest knowing that, you know, the more kindness I send out, the more positive energy I send out, it'll come back to me. I manifest, you know, becoming the best version of me and being an example to people closest to me. And I don't manifest like very specific, honestly, I don't. Me and you both, stuff. I've been on such a weird sleeping schedule. Like I get up throughout the night. I've always kind of like, I don't look at sleep as like, I'm like, I'm still fine throughout my day. I'll just take a nap or something like that. I'll make up for it somewhere. Exactly, stuff. You said it. That's the truth. The more that like we can take our attention off of these manifestations, honestly, that's the point. It's the point is to not really be involved in that unfolding as much as possible and just trust that it's done. And the more you do that, the more you're confident, the more you're like just feeling good and you feel better and you're just really appreciating your current reality. You start like just start to like enjoy each moment as much as you can, no matter what. Even if you don't love what you're doing, if you can like enjoy that and like just make the best of it, even if it's something that you don't love doing anymore, things will really start like improving in your life rapidly, like really fast. Oh, I love that, Hebe. Hi, Rock, how are you? So it could mean, Mia, it could mean, sometimes it means that it's not really a soul desire. When I used to manifest before, when I was like still kind of like had a limited mindset and I was doing like affirmations and trying to get things, I would get them and I was like, I don't even know if I don't even want this anymore. So I always feel like it's just not a true soul desire. That's why I feel like it's important to just truly do that energy work and focus 100% on yourself, because you get really clear on what you really truly want, what's really important to you, right? You want, you know, you'll find out that it's a lot different than what you thought. I had a hair on my phone. You don't have to speak it. You're speaking by just thinking your thoughts. You don't have to say it out loud or anything like that. Your energy speaks. Your energy speaks for itself. So I used to always do, like when I first started like learning this information, which I think it's kind of part of the process. It's where you're at. Where you're at is where you're at. There's no wrong or right to any of this. I did a lot of scripting. I had like so many journals and so many things. Now, Ronnie, I was just getting the hair off my screen. I would script. I would just do stuff to like pass the time. If I would like when I was nation, like scripting and writing more things that I would learn. Someone just asked me that, Carrie. That's not how I explain manifestation, like with self-concept. But I think it's similar to what I say. It's similar to how I explain it, right? Like I talk about focusing on yourself and becoming the best version of you, feeling good without these things more so. I think self-concept is more of like, isn't that more of like affirmations though, and saying affirmations? I don't really know it enough to like give my opinion. I'm more of a how you manifest is knowing what you want is done, because you know every possible reality exists. It exists in this very moment. So you just basically, this is what I want to experience. It's done in this very moment. And to take your attention off of it as much as you possibly can, and just know that it's done, and focus on yourself. Focus on feeling good without it. That's going to allow it to unfold the best way possible. Focus on really doing what you can to make the best of your current reality, even though you not have the things you want right now. But that's the point, is to really appreciate what you do have. That's the point. That's what brings in more. That's what allows these things to unfold in the best way possible for you. And to me, it's in the quickest way possible, because you are keeping yourself busy while these things unfold. You are keeping your mind occupied. You're doing things to keep yourself occupied while these things unfold, right? It's kind of like if you're at a restaurant and you're waiting for your food to come out. If you're like starving and you're just waiting for the food, you can't wait. You're so impatient. But if you're like hanging out with friends and you're laughing and you're having a good time, and maybe you even have like a drink or two, you almost don't want the food when it comes out. You're like, oh, I don't even want the food. We're having such a good time. I kind of didn't want the food to come out. That's what you're doing. You're taking your attention off this manifestation so you can occupy your mind. Keep your mind busy with positive things. Does that kind of make sense, guys? I'll say the biggest thing I've manifest, feel good, but that it was still in my affirmation time frame, was definitely being able to be home. That was a big one. Getting out of the 9 to 5 and the hustle and bustle and all of that. Not really. I love talking about this stuff. I think it's part of my journey to talk about it and, make it easier for people, and not only for people, but for myself, because I get more clarity on this too. Just like the more that I'm on this journey of understanding it and asking questions and, understanding this on my own, it gets more clear to me as well. And then I get to share it with you guys. So I still learn new things every day. We're always learning. But if you don't have to speak it, Ronnie. I agree, Cynthia. I think that's what it is, kind of like you get to a point where I think that's it's just another process. It's almost like you're doing things to get it and then you're just like exhausted. But until you start really focusing on yourself and feeling good without it, it's the only way you're going to really bring something in the best way possible for you. That is self-concept. It's putting yourself first. That's what it is. It's putting yourself first. You need to come first in order for this to come in, right for you. There's nothing to challenge, Ronnie. There's nothing to challenge. It's okay, Ronnie, that people have different opinions and stuff like that. There's no need to argue with someone or try to prove a point or anything. There's no point. It's fine to have, for everyone, if it's okay if people want to do affirmations or if they don't want to do them. If it's okay, it's okay to have differences. Yes, Rock, it's so true. I don't know. It is, yeah, Sherry. I think, so what I would say 5 p.m., I would look at scripting more as when you're still learning. You're still maybe trying to figure out what you really want. I wouldn't look at scripting as a way of bringing in a manifestation. I wouldn't do it for that reason. I would do it for maybe getting some clarity. I always use scripting more for getting clear on certain concept or concepts, or maybe figuring out what I even wanted. I didn't even, like, at times I don't even know what I want, right? But I wouldn't look at it more as like a technique or a method. I wouldn't do it to manifest anything. I wouldn't do anything to manifest anything. I would just more so focus on myself just feeling good without it and knowing that it's done. But it doesn't matter. There's no wrong or right. You can literally do whatever you want. There's no set way. I don't talk about this to make people do something a certain way. I talk about more about getting out of lower energies. That's more what I'm about, is helping people get out of those lower energies, because otherwise you kind of just keep repeating cycles over and over again in your life, and you just constantly feel unfulfilled. That is so true, Cynthia. And I've always talked to myself, like always, my whole entire life. I agree, Matt. I agree 1,000,000%. I believe that it's not our job. There is a higher intelligence that is allowing this to unfold in a better way than we could ever imagine. And that's what I've started to notice. It's actually your thoughts get in the way of it. That's why it's so important to really practice calmness. And I think calmness is so powerful. And it's, again, why I talk about it so much, is practicing non-reaction, because you don't have to figure anything out. You don't have to, but I was at a time where I was trying to figure things out, because I was still trying to learn this, right? I know, Dream. I know. And it's funny because when people come on here and they I don't understand, I'm not going to argue with anyone. I'm not going to try to prove a point to anyone. That's not what I'm here to do, right? You either resonate with what I say or you don't resonate with what I say. I'm not going to change my ways for someone, because this has gotten me to where I am now, right? Exactly, Cynthia. Seriously, that's what it's about. Even I always say, Abraham always says we're all in this together. My main thing is just helping people get out of those lower energies. And I don't know if any of you watched my video today, but it was actually a really good video. Somebody was asking me about a negative person, and I think it really just understanding that how we're matching those energies and we don't even realize it. But it all comes down to feeling good no matter what, and keeping yourself in that high energy. And it all comes down to your thoughts. Yes, your thoughts are always reflecting back to you, but sometimes you just got to get calm and you got to get quiet, and you really got to see, okay, what am I doing right now? Am I judging this person? Am I still thinking about this throughout my day? Calmness is powerful. And that's, again, why you should probably have a little bit of some type of a meditation practice that you're doing to help you with that, to help you keep quieting your mind throughout the day and remaining calm. It's so powerful. It will change your whole entire life. Yeah, Steven. Or Steve. Drew. I don't even know how to answer that question, Kane. I don't understand it, to be honest. Oh, thanks, Dream. I think it's because it's, I think back to I've always tried to find the easy way to things. My whole entire life, I've always been like that. So I think that's why when it comes to manifesting, I was always saying, there's got to be an easier way. There's got to be an easier way to do this. So I kind of always feel like there's already a plan. There's nothing we need to do. It's already there. It's already written. The story's already written out. We just have to get receptive enough and allowing enough to allow it to happen, basically. Exactly, Matt. I always think about as a kid how I hated school, and I was like, this feels like prison. I used to run home from school like as young as kindergarten, and I would like hang on to the fence and stuff like that. I actually wrote that in my first book, talking about how I was scared to death of school. I never read anything. First of all, I never liked to read. I used to make up the questions, the answers to the questions in the book. Like, I never studied. I didn't care that I failed. I just take the failure, because it was like, it was easier to take the failure than it was to actually have to study for these tests that I had no interest in. Like, and I survived. I made it out okay. I love that dream. Like, what the heck are you talking about? Seriously, moderators, you're not a moderator, Matt. Why did I think you were? You've been around for so long. Like, you guys have no idea like how thankful I am for you guys. Like, you have no idea. Hi, Nathan. I'm gonna make you like all moderators. Cynthia, you're gonna become one. Matt, are you one? I can't tell. Because basically it'd be so nice just to have like my regulars, moderators, and we could just chat. That's why it's like sometimes I'm like thinking about other ways to go live to where it would just be us always. Hold on, Matt. I'm gonna get you hooked up. Okay, you are now, Matt. I didn't know if you were or not. I can't tell. Oh, okay, wait, I can see it now because there's those 3 dots. How are you? How are you, Nathan? You got it. I don't even know how to say your name. Oha? Oha? How did you guess? Just the way it should be, Nathan. So when you find yourself overthinking, well, just check in with how you feel, Happy. If it's not feeling good, if it's that type of overthinking, then just take a moment to like take a couple breaths in that moment. Be like, all right, I don't have to figure anything out right now. There's nothing I need to do. Nothing's that serious. Like, try to like soothe yourself in those moments. Focus on your breathing. Like, stop and just be like, all right, there's nothing I need to figure out. Everything's fine. There's literally nothing I have to do right now. And just like, maybe just take a moment to just like focus on your breathing in that moment. Like, all right, I'm just going to focus on my breath, focus on my breathing, take a couple deep breaths, maybe do some breath work. That'll be helpful too for you. I agree, Jesse. I think, yeah, it's a great tool because it's always there, right? You're always breathing. So take a moment and take advantage of that, like just doing that breath work or focus on your breathing. I used to journal. I did. I used to have like 5 journals and I threw them all out because I was like over it. But that was at a place where I was at a different place then. So that's why I say like there's nothing wrong with journaling. I was at a place where I was journaling like crazy. Like I said, I have 5 of them. But I actually got to a place where I didn't need to journal anymore, right? Because my mind was quieter. I practiced non-reaction so much, and I started to trust more in the process. So it is a process. It is a process. And everyone's at a different place, right? Everyone's at a different place. That's why I always say there's no need when someone wants to like prove a point to me, or that person was like, I want to challenge you. I'm like, I'm not challenging you. I have no desire to challenge anyone. That's definitely not what I'm wasting my life on. Yeah, it is, Nathan. It is. Like I said, I did tons of it, and it's like kind of getting writing's powerful. Writing is very powerful. Like I said, I don't do it anymore, but at the time I loved it. I used to it was such a good thing to do to pass the time. I was always just aware of what I was journaling, made sure it was positive stuff, made sure it was me planning things like for myself and, thinking big in those moments or whatever it was. It just felt good. I think if it feels good, then do it. Like, that's why, like, if you're doing affirmations and they feel good, then that's okay. You can do them, but just also make sure you're focusing on yourself as well. And you're feeling good in your everyday life without this manifestation, because sometimes when we do affirmations, we're in a lack mindset still. And we're like more of like, it's not here, and when is it going to get here? And then we start getting upset again. That's why I don't like affirmations. But again, some people absolutely love them, and that's fine too. I do have kids. Yes, I have 3 kids. And Cynthia, just keep practicing calming your mind. You will. You will. You have no idea how much things will start to change when you just, like, make it your goal, like, to really feel good. Like, give yourself, I mean, it gets easier. I know, like, in the beginning, it's like, oh, I had some great days, and now I feel like I don't feel so great. But on those days you don't feel so great, I feel like they mean something too. Just stay calm. Maybe you're processing something and you just don't realize it. Like, just stay as calm as you can. Just relax as much as you can on those days you're not feeling so great. Be kind to yourself on those days. Don't take it out on anyone else. And you'll wake up feeling like $1,000,000, and you'll be like, oh my gosh. You'll have like a ha-ha moment the next day and be like, oh my God, maybe I was processing that I didn't even realize. Or, just be kind to yourself on those days and in those moments. Just always remind yourself, and this is more, I think this is probably the most important thing to let everybody know, is you're always moving forward. I promise you. Like Abraham always says, you can't go back. I promise you, you can't go back. You're never going to go back. Your life is going to keep getting better. It might not feel like it at first, but I promise you it is. Yeah, Matt, like, they serve a purpose, but they don't have to be so painful. Like, those days when you're dipping and you're in those lower energies, they serve a purpose, but they don't have to be so painful. Just be kind to yourself on those days. Relax on those days. Don't do so much on those days. Take naps on those days. Take baths on those days. Like, have yourself a cup of tea or something on those days. They do serve a purpose, but they don't have to be so traumatizing. Oh, definitely, Sunset. You got to focus on yourself. Focus on yourself. Focus on feeling good in your everyday life. Just let it run its course. It will. And it'll run its course so much quicker if you can focus on yourself and feeling good in your just everyday life and doing things for yourself and having fun. And trust me, anything's a process, right? Like overcoming something. So just same thing. Be kind to yourself. If you're ever dropping in a lower energy, just stay calm in those moments. Maybe do some breath work. Let yourself know it's all good. I'm good. Like, everything happens for a reason. Tell yourself things like that. Hi, Lions. Okay, yeah, Jesse, the I am affirmations. Yes, Jimmy. That is it right there. You just said it all in one sentence. It's so true. Like, be kind to those, and guess what? Like, what happens when you stay in those higher energies is you really do get back that from others. I've watched it over and over again. People, here's the thing. They are going to be different around you than they are with other people. When you maintain a high energy and you don't ever dip no matter what, and you stay in those positive energies, they don't come at you in lower energies anymore. They stay in a higher energy. You're actually being a teacher to others. You're being an example to others. Trust me, it changes everything. Yeah, it's like, Nick, it's like unconditional love, right? It's feeling good no matter what's happening around you. It's the word alignment that you hear a lot, being in alignment, but you practice it by feeling good, right? Feeling the best you can, Nick. Don't think like you got to be like super person, right? It's feeling okay. It's feeling content. And when you're not feeling so great, when you find yourself dipping, you just stay calm. You just chill out. You just relax. Just slow down. Move slower, breathe slower. It'll pass. And you'll feel like $1,000,000 when it does. I know, David. I truly believe that it's only us. It's only our energy, right? And everything's a mirror. So just think to yourself, the more you're putting out that positive energy, guess what? It's all going to come back to you like a boomerang. Matt, isn't it so cool? I used to always say things like, there's good in everybody. Everybody has good in them. Like, kind of like before I kind of knew this. I feel like the light got really bright or something on here. It's like strange. Like I got blinded by the light. And you know what's so crazy? I always was very aware, but I used to feel like this is weird. When I'm nice, everybody's nice back. Like I used to like pick up on these things all the time before I knew like everyone's used pushed out and all that stuff, like everything's a mirror. And I was like, it's so weird. Like when I'm in a good mood, like everybody just treats me so nice. Everybody's so happy when I'm happy. But it's like I used to get in my own head when I was happy and like I felt like somebody wasn't, and I'd be like, oh, or like they're mad because I'm happy, and then I would get in my own way and then I would drop my energy. Yeah, Cynthia, I do believe that meditation is something that everybody should be meditating, and it really is helpful with quieting your mind. And like I said, my meditation practice is, thanks, Sunset. My meditation practice is so simple. Before I get out of my bed in the morning, I lay there and I just keep quieting my mind. And I do it, actually, guys, like meditation puts me to sleep. So I just keep quieting my mind and quieting my thoughts. Like if I wake up in the middle of the night, and it puts me to sleep. So watch, it actually puts you to sleep. So try it out. Like if you wake up a lot or if you can't sleep stuff, I don't know if you're still in here, but try constantly quieting your thoughts over and over again. For some reason, it just like knocks me out cold. It'll get easier. It'll get easier. Sorrow, or I don't want to say that right. Sorrow, it gets easier. At first it does feel hard and it feels like you're like getting nowhere and you're not doing anything because your mind just won't stop. But if you're consistent with it, it does get easier. Look at it as something like kind of fun. Like look at it as like every time like a thought pops up, like, oh, I'm going to stop that thought again. And even if you can do it for like a couple seconds long, you accomplish something, right? I know a lot of people say that it's to just observe your thoughts and stay calm, and that's also part of it, but I like the idea of quieting my thoughts completely. But again, it's a preference thing. Okay, Cynthia, so are you like saying before you meditate, you'll set like an intention before you actually meditate? Right? Skip like Christine. I know. It's so funny. I don't see it like everyone else sees it, but that's because it's my face. I used to always fall asleep when I meditated too, Nick. I used to always fall asleep all the time. And Abraham, oh, thank you, Bear. Abraham always said, no, like you shouldn't fall asleep. But again, I still was meditating because I was meditating a lot. I was taking like a whole day to meditate, like on Sundays and stuff like that. I was just like so dedicated to like meditation and not really breath work at the time, more so meditating and listening to all this information. But Abraham would always say, like, no, you're really not supposed to fall asleep when you meditate. But I'd be like, well, to me, it's still counted. I always said it's still counted. I think, Nick, by just doing it, but here's the thing, Nick, I found that I didn't care that I fell asleep because I still quieted my mind for a little bit before I fell asleep. So I still counted it as meditating. I still felt like I was making progress by falling asleep. I know everyone has their opinion, but I still was quieting my mind. And when you go to sleep, you have no resistance. So it like kind of like worked itself out. I don't know why she said that. I think she said because you really just want to get into like, you want to be able to be still like awake and do it, right? You want to be able to like quiet your mind, not just constantly fall asleep. You want to be able to be like in that bliss state, but still be aware and awake, right? I guess. I don't know. I just remember hearing it a couple times. But Abraham will also tell you not to listen to everything she says, so you have to trust yourself. I still felt like I was successful even though I fell asleep. I still felt like I've accomplished a meditation even though I fell asleep. Because I was still meditating before I fell asleep. And like I would fall asleep. Honestly, it kind of was nice. Like I would drift off to sleep. And then, I'd meditate, drift off to sleep. And then I would I would wake up and meditate again. Yes, that's what I felt. I felt that, I felt that. I felt like I was actually making progress. But sometimes I would, to avoid falling asleep, I would also sometimes not meditate when I first woke up. So I would get up, get ready a little bit, and then meditate. That helped me not fall asleep when I would try to not fall asleep. So that's helpful too. So it kind of depends on when you're doing it. If you meditate when you first wake up, you're probably going to fall back asleep. If you meditate, get ready first and like do some things to get ready, then meditate, you'll stay awake because you're more awake. Exactly. There's no wrong or right. And that's why I think I don't talk about meditation so much, because I think it's way easier than people make it out to be. Just quiet your thoughts for a little bit. You can even do it throughout your day. Like you can do it as you're driving. You can just kind of quiet your thoughts. I do it as I'm getting ready in the mornings. I try really not to like listen to anything, not every day, but for the most part, I try to keep my mornings really quiet and just keep my mind quiet and just listen to that nothing space, and just, I don't know, I like that. I like that quietness. I never got into hypnosis. I never did. I went down all those paths and learning all those things. Of course, I went through a path of like, I tell you guys, I was like, should I become a psychic medium? I know, like this was me, like always trying to figure things out. I actually got into hypnosis thinking like, oh, maybe I'll teach hypnosis, but it was like very short lived for me. It was like I just kept moving forward, and it all led me to me, which is all about making it about feeling good. I think that's the answer, is getting yourself into a higher energy. I think that's the answer to everything. To be truthfully honest, you can do all these things. They're all great and they're all leading you to something because you are where you are and you're exactly where you need to be. But I think it's all going to lead you to feeling good. Feeling good is the answer. And you only have to know that you're here to live an amazing life. You can be, do, and have anything you want. But to have true happiness in your life, you want to make it about feeling good. And that's basically because you want these things to feel good, right? So start feeling good now so you can truly appreciate them when they come in and grow and expand with them. Oh, thanks. Feel good. Oh, Ava, yes. I've said it. Get calm, Ava. And you can even say it in a soft voice, Ava, like, I'm confused. I'm a little confused. And just kind of like relax. Ava, I don't care what anyone says. We have guidance at all times. We're always being guided. We are not doing this alone. And just get yourself real quiet, Ava, and just be like, you know what? I'm a little confused. And you'll get answers. You will literally be led to something to clear your mind. Shouldn't everyone meditate? I would never force anyone to do it. I mean, you have to do what's best for you. There's other ways to meditate. It doesn't have to be just sitting there quieting your mind. Like I said, you can do it in other ways. It definitely is all in our mind, without a doubt. Yeah, Cynthia. Yeah, it's funny. I did yoga for a little bit and it didn't last. That was another one of my things that I tried. I tried so many different things, guys. I was like, I don't know if I liked it for a little bit, and then I was like, You ever just know when something's not for you? I know, me too. Feel Good, me too. I love her voice. I listened to a video today, guys. I don't think it's on our group, in our private Facebook group, so I'm going to post it tomorrow. I listened to it all day. It's a really good video. I don't think it's on there yet. It just talks about how we literally just need to get out of our own way. There's universal forces at play. There's nothing we have to do. You literally just have to get yourself into the receptive mode. That's all you have to do. It will unfold in ways that you could never comprehend by you trying to get involved and control it. It's really about letting go. It is actually like, yes, your thoughts manifest, but you are a receiver of thought. So if you can just get yourself into that allowing mode to get in those higher energies, you're going to be attracting the best thoughts to you, right? And that's what she's trying to say. Just feel good. Everything will take care of itself. Literally everything will take care of itself. So I'm going to post that video, guys. I'll post that one tomorrow for you guys. Yeah, Cynthia, and it's about truly trusting that we're taken care of, we're being guided. We have everything we need and in this moment, and we're always going to be taken care of. Like you really are, and you just have to keep trusting and keep doing the work of feeling the best you can in each moment, relaxing into it when you don't, and you will start to trust more because things start to work in your favor, like in this, where you are at now. You know what, Sava, I don't have any sleep meditations. I do have some meditations on my page, but nothing with sleep. But you know what, Sava, you know what I used to like? I used to like the ones that were like a fan noise or the ocean or the rain. They were my favorite. I like more of like a sound. But there's tons of guided meditations that you could find on YouTube. The powers that be, one of anxious stress. Yeah, that ego mind, right? Bitcoin. I really like this one content creator. I don't know if you guys ever heard of him, but his name's, I think it's Tripper's Way. But he said, once you relax into that resistance, your ego submits to you. It submits to you. I love the word submits, and it's so true. It's going to obey you, basically. Yeah, you know what I will say about whenever I did any type of meditation, that like a sleep meditation, I would get weird hallucinations. Did anybody ever get that? I would get weird dreams, and it would almost be like very freaky and kind of scary. I don't know if that ever happened to any of you guys, but I didn't do those for long because I did not. This was a long time ago, though. When I first started this, I would get like, oh my God, the weirdest stuff would happen. So I stopped doing them. So I like more of like a sound, a fan noise, ocean sounds. That just popped in my head that used to happen to me. What else? It was like people were talking. I'm not even kidding, guys. I'm not even kidding. I just got reminded that happened to me. What's one hobby that I have? That these people know pretty much everything I do because I do vlogs. So there's nothing that I can say that I do that they don't know. Cynthia, oh my gosh, that's weird too. And like dreams start like coming to life or something. You've already asked that question before, Key. Yes, me too, Bitcoin. I love the rain one. Like I was just talking to my daughter today how much like we were talking about how much we love rain, like the sound of rain, like on a warm day, like the smell of rain and the sound of rain. That's so cool, guys. Matt and Cynthia. I no thoughts on it really, hypnosis. I don't know really much about it to like give an opinion on it. Hi from Pittsburgh. That's so cool. Yeah, and they're just like so relaxing, right? Like they're just relaxing sounds. Yeah, so one day we'll have to move our, I don't know where we'll move our, like I say that, but you guys are like the best moderators that I feel like I don't even notice anybody on here. I do always, sometimes I'm like, what if like they're not on here tonight or something, or my moderators are on here, like what am I gonna do? I'm just scrolling up here to see if I missed anything, which I don't think I did. Oh no. Thanks, Dream. All right, all right. It's crazy because there's like, it's actually kind of busy, but it's not like, it's not our people. I'm just scrolling up here. I guess that's what happens when I jump on here at 12 at night. I was like debating on if I was going to jump on tonight because it was getting kind of late, and I'm like, honestly, like I'll scroll through TikTok. So I'm better off jumping on here. Oh, I'm glad it's helpful to you, Ned, I'll call you Ned. What time is it where everybody's at right now? I know some of you guys aren't really that far from me, but it's 9, Ava? Really? Oh man, it's early for you guys. Well, that makes me feel good. It's 11 for you, Dream. You're 12 for you, Scott. Oh, Cynthia, you're with me. Yeah, me too. Okay. Oh, that makes me feel good, guys. Because sometimes I'm like, oh my God, it's, like in my mind, it's my world. So I'm like, oh my God, it's 12 o'clock. Everybody, it's going to be so late. No one's going to be jumping on here. But that makes me feel better. Oh, it's 11 for you, Matt? 6 a.m., Lars. Because I fall asleep so late now. Like, I fall asleep at like 1 o'clock. You know what? What does Bashar say? Bashar says that I don't like have like any examples. If you want to win the lottery and that's a strong desire of yours, you have to know that that exists. That's a reality for you, and it's done, and you're going to move towards it in this moment, and you'll get your unfolding. But I know Bashar, I don't know if you ever heard of Bashar, the person who asked this. He talks about the way that how you win the lottery is almost like you think of the numbers first, and then they'll show up on the lottery ticket or something like that. How he explains it is pretty cool. How often do you ask for the same thing? Do you just ask once and then assume it's done and forget? So Ned, it's one of those things where like when you have a strong desire for something, yes, you could ask and totally forget about it. And I have proof of that. And let me just tell you right now, some of my best manifestations were things that I actually totally forgot about, guys. So yes, you can totally forget about it. And it will unfold amazingly, because that's what happened with my diet. So I just said, I do not want to diet anymore. I'm so sick of diets. I'm so sick of going up and down with my weight, like having to go like get to this higher weight. And when I requested that, I completely let it go. 100% let it go. And I just lived my life. I didn't have too much resistance around it. And I just was living my life. And it unfolded for me pretty effortlessly. And to the point where the more I was waking up to knowing this stuff, it even got better for me. So yes, you can. Because there's a lot of things that you've been asking your whole entire life for stuff, guys. Like we all have. We've been asking for more money. We've been asking for like amazing relationships with people and friendships and more excitement and fun in our lives. You have to understand, we've literally always been asking. It's not about asking anymore. It's honestly about allowing. That's why doing these practices of feeling good is all you need to do, because you'll be surprised along the way. Gemini, yeah. I was there, Gemini. I was there, Gemini. You will. Gemini, when I first started this, I always talk about how I used to say like, I can't, I have to stay at my job. I still got, like, I was so limited. Like I thought that there was no way. There was no way. I'd never even seen that as a possibility for me. So trust me, you will. I think it's a big reason why we're all here. We're here to like create an amazing life for ourselves, to show other people that they can do it as well. And it really is going to come down to feeling good. Me too, Ava, now. Well, it's so funny, Ava. Like, I'm at a place, I wasn't always like that. I was always a dieter. Since I was like the first person to diet in school. Like, I was like a freshman in high school, 8th grade. Like, I was that young. And it was because my mom was like that. And she would like say, all right, it's time to start dieting. So I was raised like that, right? So that was just like always stuck with me. So I was like, I do not want to do this anymore. This isn't living. And now like how I look at food is so much different. I never gain weight. I eat whatever I want. I feel like I'm living, because I think food was put here for us to enjoy. It's just all the horrible labels and opinions and beliefs that people placed on food. And it makes us feel guilty and like there's something wrong with it, that it's so bad for us and we're going to die if we eat it. It's not. It's here for our enjoyment. Yes, it's like intuitive eating, right, Cynthia? Someone said that to me on here before. It's like, oh, it's intuitive eating. It's I'm like, yeah, it kind of is. It's like, I don't feel guilty for anything I eat. Like, I was craving bacon for like 3 days straight, and it was like in the middle of the night too. Like, really, I was about to get up one time at 4 a.m. to go get bacon. Like, I was like, I need bacon. And, it was just like, it was a craving that I had. And finally I got the bacon, and ate it, and that was it. My craving was gone. I'm from Philly. I believe that too, Ava. I think not like I don't, and you know what, Ava, it all goes back to feeling for me. So I don't like, I cannot be full because, well, I can be full. Full's good. I can't be overly full because then I feel sick. So I don't let myself get to that point because I don't like how it feels. So everything comes down to feeling. Everything literally comes down to feeling. I would never eat for the sake of like, I could never see myself like eating because I'm sad or like that type of eating. Is that what you kind of mean, Cynthia? Like I never was like that type of an eater. Like if I'm depressed, I use food as or if I felt down, I would never eat for that. I was very disciplined, honestly, when it came to food. Too disciplined. I used to wear a bracelet all day, like to make sure I didn't, that's how the kind of dieter I was. To remind me not to eat certain things throughout the day and stuff like that. Like I was just like so strict. While all the girls were eating like, I went to Catholic, all girls Catholic high school. They were eating like fries and cookies and pizzas. I was eating like a pretzel or like a ham and cheese roll. But I never let anyone know that I was dieting. I was like a secret dieter because I didn't want people judging me. Yes, Christine, yes. Me too, Cynthia. That's such a great place to be. To where like you could just relax and be okay and you could just rest in your bed and not be bored, right? Like I have days where I'm really busy and my day's full and jam-packed in a positive way. And then I have days where I don't have much to do at all and I'm kind of like, all right, what can I do now? What should I do now? I have options. Like I'm just going to relax. I'm going to take advantage of doing nothing. So like I have like that mixed now, which is nice. And I appreciate both. I feel like it's like when you're bored, you're like, oh my God, I'm so bored, I need something to do. So then like the next day my day's busy. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, I need more time. So then like the next day you have nothing planned. Like that's like how powerful our minds are. It's like a balancing. I used to always say that before like even knowing this, like when we're so busy, we don't want to be busy. But when we're so bored, we're like, I need plans. I need to do things. I need to be doing more. Like I always say, like there's literally like, there's no, where's the in between? It really is just about finding happiness wherever you're at. That's what I've discovered. It doesn't matter what's happening around you. Find happiness in all of it. Like I sat there and I had such a good experience in the food store today. Like I was so positive, like super happy today. First I went and got my drink, my refresher, and I seen the lady that always gives me my refresher. She's like my friend and I haven't seen her, and she's like, oh my God, I haven't seen you. And we were just talking, and you know, I always tell her she makes my drinks the best. And then when I went to the store, I seen the cart kid. He's so nice, and he's like so nice to everybody there, and he helps the old women, like old ladies with their bags. And I was talking to him, and then like I was in the store. I had like all these good encounters, and it was just like I knew it was happening, like because I was in a good mood, right? And then water. So everybody's freaking out about water, and I wasn't worried. I was like, I know there's gonna be tons of water at the store, bottles of water. I went to get water, guys, and the guy had the big cart with all the waters on it and put it on my cart for me. Like, come on now. Like, you can't tell me this stuff doesn't work when you're feeling good. So like he actually put the water for me, and I was like, I knew there was gonna be tons of water. Everybody was freaking out that there's no water because of the water thing here. There was so many. I'm like, they're fully stocked with water. And I don't know, it was just like I was talking to everybody in the store, like I recognized everybody. It was just like such a good experience. And it was just food shopping. Yes, sunset, yes. And that's what life's about. It's about appreciating those things, like those types of things. And then like as I was making my dinner, I was trying to like just take my time and not rush. And you know, like you never hear like when it really is a difference when you make it from like love, when you make food from love, like when you just take your time and you're just enjoying doing it. And it's like such a different feeling than when you're like hurrying up and you're like, I gotta feed everybody, I gotta hurry up a book, I gotta do this, it's like we don't enjoy the present moment enough, right? And I think that's kind of what it's all about. But it was just crazy how one thing was happening after the next today. It was like, it was nonstop all day, just positive after positive. What is parkour? Why can't I think of what that is? It's just Lipton. It's Lipton with like water and sugar, like lots of sugar. I actually started drinking it, Ava, like before I pressed live, and I'm like, oh my god, this needs more sugar. So it's got a lot of sugar, but it's just regular Lipton tea and water and sugar. That's it. It's my favorite. I love it. Like I live for it. I used to drink it twice a day, but I'm kind of like not really drinking it during the day much anymore. I save it usually for my lives now. And not save it, like I can have more than one cup of tea, but I'm just not in the mood for it during the day. Water, yes, Michael. I used to love mint tea. You know, Ava, the drinks that I get, the strawberry refreshers, they have green tea in it. But I don't really like green tea. That's why I say extra strawberry, because then there's not as much green tea. I actually really don't like the green tea at all. Mint tea though, I used to drink that as a kid all the time. I haven't had it in a really long time, but I think that I would probably really like mint tea. Like I think I used to drink mint tea and like lemon tea or something like that. I should do that more often, just to like change it up every now and then. Oh, is that what it is, Christine? I would definitely SLM. I'm going to say that wrong, but yes. Yes, focus on yourself. Focus on getting yourself to a place to where you feel good without it. It's already done, so there's nothing you have to do. There's no story you have to change. There's actually, the more that you focus on yourself, you're allowing to unfold in the best way. I have an itch, sorry. The best way possible for you. So yes, focus on yourself. Focus on yourself 100%. Do that self-concept work, whatever, like however they tell you to do it, and just get to a place to where you're feeling good without it. It's hot tea, Matt. I don't like cold tea. This is weird. I like the tea from like Acme brand teas that you mix that are cold. The ones that are like super sugary and like you're like, I don't know why Pathmark, or I don't know if you guys remember Pathmark, that always pops in my head. Like the store brand teas, the sugar mixed with like ice water, to me is good. Yeah, Ava, that's so true. That's so true. I think that's where I learned a lot about the how there's just infinite realities was through Bashar, of how like that's why a lot of times you feel like you're jumping timelines, because you're still, especially if you're making it about feeling good. That's why I don't manifest anymore too much, because you're like be open, make it about feeling good. You want to get to your highest, right? You want to live your best life, guys. Like, so for me, it's like I learned so much. Like, you felt like you were jumping timelines as you were learning this, because you were seeing all these possibilities for yourself. I think that's why I started just saying, you're here to live an amazing life. Like, you're here to have it all. And now when people ask about manifesting money, I'm like, you know what? I don't manifest money. I don't manifest money at all. I manifest financial freedom, but more so like experiences. Like, I want to manifest doing things and experiencing life and things that don't even cost money, like being with my family, and, you know, manifest comfort and, you know, being able to do what I want when I want to do it. Like, that's what I want to manifest, right? I think that's more powerful than manifesting money, to be honest. Exactly, Cynthia. Yep. Feeling good is our true nature. Pure positive energy. And that's, someone asked me a question, I'm going to answer it tomorrow, and she said, do you believe in divine timing? I do, because when you're getting yourself, when you're working with your higher self, so you're allowing this to come in, you're working with the divine. You are the divine. And that's how you get yourself in those higher energies, and you're allowing things to come in the best way possible for you. So that's how I look at it. That's how I look at divine timing, as allowing things to come in right for you. Giving up all control. It is, April. Yes, it is, because I do it all the time with my kids. I talk about this all the time. So, like, you know, me and my daughter do it all day. Like, I'll be thinking something. I am so careful of my thoughts, because if I even pop in my mind, if I'm think about wanting to go, like, I'm like, I kind of want a soda from McDonald's. I'm really not 100% if I really want to go. But if I think about it too much and I'm like, yeah, I do, she's knocking on my door. She's like, Mom, do you want to go to McDonald's to get a soda? Or she'll text me. Sometimes I know it's just our energy, but we pick up other people's too, because I sometimes know, if I'm in like a relaxed state, that my son's going to ask me for a ride, and he'll say, Mom, can you give me a ride? So it's like, it's weird, but yes, that's accurate, April. Because we're all connected. We're all connected, right? That you start to really see it when you are getting clear, and you're, you know, doing the energy work, you're feeling better, you're making it more about that. You start to see how quick your thoughts are manifesting. But at first we don't believe that our thoughts really manifest, because first of all, we're living a very conditional life, as Joe would say, Joe Dispenza. Like, it's very, every day you do the same thing. So you don't look at it as your thoughts, but you're just living your life, right? So you don't think about it like that. And plus, your thoughts are all over the place. So you're constantly contradicting your thoughts. So even when you first start manifesting and you're like, wait, my thoughts create reality, but why ain't any of this coming true? It's because you're constantly contradicting them. You don't believe them yet. You don't believe this yet, right? So there is a process in this. There's a little bit of a process. I love breath work, Heba. I love breath work, and I highly recommend it when you're really struggling with dropping in lower energies, especially if you find yourself just like spiraling a lot. It's very helpful. It will help you practice calmness. It will help you practice non-reaction. From what, Matt? What did I say? Oh, Dream. Have a good night, Dream. Oh, yeah. Right, Cynthia? Yes, Matt. I was saying yesterday, I just said to myself, I want to see, I was watching a show with my daughter. I was like, in my mind, I said, I want to see a bike. I want to see a bike. A bike popped up 2 minutes later in the show. Like 2 minutes later. I wasn't expecting it that quick. Like, so play around with your thoughts. Now that you're more calm now and you're more confident, start playing around with little things like that. So April, did you ever did you ever think of someone and you're like, oh, I haven't talked to them in a while, and they texted you? It's that's kind of what it is. It's like, you know, you're thinking of someone and you're like, oh my God, I haven't talked to that friend in a really long time, and then all of a sudden they text you. That's, yeah. So yes, don't be surprised if they call you though, because they might. So even when there's somebody that I don't want to talk to, I got to be careful because I'm thinking about them too much, or, you know, thinking about like that person, then they may text me too. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, guys. Oh, thanks, BC. There is, Matt. There is, which kind of like, it gets kind of like a little eerie that you feel like you gotta like, but that's why it's so, this is why, guys, it's so important to me for all of us to get in higher energies, because you're always going to have positive thoughts. You're going to have feel good thoughts about others. You're going to be, it's for the highest good of everybody. It's not trying to control anyone with your thoughts. You're not trying to like manipulate anyone or, you know, anything like that. It's for the highest good of everybody. When you get yourself in those higher energies and you have positive thoughts about people, there's this that loving kind of energy. And I just think that's the only way. It's the only way to go about it. And what does Abraham always say? One who's in alignment basically owns the room anyway. So you'll never be able to manipulate someone in a high energy. All right, guys, I'm going to jump off. I'm going to jump off now, but I will be back tomorrow. Yeah, I know, Sam. I was just saying I was gonna get off. It hasn't been too bad. Well, you guys are awesome, so have a good night, guys. And if anyone is new on here, private Facebook group, if you're interested in like all this stuff, if you need extra support, have a really good night, guys. Oh, I know, MP, you missed it. MP, what time is it there for you? I don't know what time, Kevin. I try to like, it's so hard to plan it like a definite time because of the kids, and I put them first, whatever they want to do or my daughter wants to do, or if I have to ride my son somewhere. But usually the time frame is usually anywhere from like 9 to like 11-ish, sometimes 11:30. I've jumped on 11:30, but that's usually my time frame. It's okay. It's 12:30 here, MP. But I'll jump on tomorrow, MP, for sure. I will. Well, I hate saying for sure and then something pops up and I'm not on here, but I should be on here. All right, everyone have a really good night. Thanks again, guys. These are the best. Love you guys.